All right, good morning, guys. So today we have a huge project for this Saturday and Sunday. We are doing another driveway. So not full driveway like we did in the last video. This video and project is going to be more of just, they have a concrete driveway. They're just adding a little stone pad over to the side so they can park their trailers and you know, the second car in the family. So I believe that we're definitely going to need the backhoe today, but we're going to take a chance. We're going to see what we can get done with just a little Tonka. So we're going to load up the little Tonka here. We're going to take this over to the property. We're going to start with that, and then if we have to, of course, we will come back, grab the tractor, and then we're going to have to throw the backhoe on it, of course. I think the biggest problem that we're going to have is there's a bunch of tree roots, I'm going to assume, in the area. So we're probably going to need the backhoe on the tractor. I don't even think just the tractor could get it done, because this can't cut as good as the little Tonka can. So let's get this thing out of here. All right, so we got the little Tonka hooked up there. She's ready to rock. This is the Huayee LHY480. This is our first time actually using it. Just tinkered with it, going around the yard a little bit. Ripped up a little piece of dirt over there, but didn't do anything crazy with it. So this is gonna be the first real test with it. So super excited to see how this thing works, how this thing cuts. That's what I'm really excited for, is a little track machine to cut dirt. So this is a pretty big job. We're gonna see how it does. And we have another tool that we're gonna be also trying out. So stay tuned for that once we get there. All right, so we just stopped at Wawa and we filled up the 5.5 gallon gas tank, the spare one, as well as we filled up the skid steer. This is my first time filling up the skid steer, and right off the rip, I can tell you the placement of the gas tank is great. At least the fill part of it is great. On the contrary, because it's so low to the ground, you literally have to keep pumping the gas, like, I don't know, a couple cents, a couple dollars, however you want to put it, at a time, because it just keeps clicking, because it's so shallow where the fuel goes in that it literally just clicks the gas. You have to wait for it to settle down and then do it and then settle down. That is super annoying when it comes to just getting fuel straight from the gas station into the machine. I do it with my tractor all the time with diesel. I just literally stick the nozzle in there, hold it, and it will click once it's full. That was definitely a pain. It probably took me like 10 minutes of just constantly clicking and clicking and clicking, but beggars can't be choosers. If that's my only flaw with this machine, we're having a good day. All right, guys, we'll see you at the job site. All right, so I used this new Moser tool I borrowed from a buddy of mine. Borrowed this Moser tool, and I was able to get the perimeter pretty good. So as you can tell, this is the perimeter here that we're working with, 675 square feet. This is the driveway layout. I'm still trying to figure out how to do the cut and fill to fill in the in-betweens, but we don't have time to mess with that. So we're gonna jump skibby right into getting the machine. Grab the keys. Battery on, key on. Run this thing down here. It's weird, we're still reading low fuel even though I filled it up, so this isn't working. The fuel gauge definitely isn't working because I filled that up. I don't know. That's going to be really annoying not knowing how much fuel I have throughout the day. Check out what Tom's doing over here. See what he's got going on.
That's looking badass, man. 2 joysticks.
I put the fuel in there, but the fuel gauge still isn't reading. I don't know if the sensor's messed up or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll have to like ask him because I filled it up at the Wawa and I filled up the spare can, so. Yeah.
Inside of that.
You what, you were gonna run a 6x6 across there?
I'm going to. I bought them for there, yeah. So I'm gonna have 24 feet, come across 12, come up 12. That way I can have this area just to
Right.
bring the trailer.
Yeah, 12 here, 12 there, basically, and then an extra 12 for the actual trailer to sit in.
Yeah, I don't know how much of this dig out because I can't really put much stone down there or I'll lock in that fucking I'll lock the shed in, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just gonna go gradually try to gradually pull it up to this height, and then that dirt will just pile up in here and I'll spread it out. We'll see where all the dirt's gonna end up at.
Yeah, everything's on the other side of this orange line.
Yeah, that's 13 feet, and I figure that'll kind of be the cut line for the left-hand side edge of the timbers.
Yeah. I wonder if I should start trying to dig right kind of where like we think the tree roots are. That way we know right off the rip if we're going to need to go get the backhoe or not.
Yeah.
Because obviously like this is, there's nothing here to worry about on this side. And I think like up here will be fine.
Yeah.
It's probably right around that sandy spot.
Straight in. Kind of like put that 45 in there just so when I pack the trailer in.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, we'll see what it does. This is where we think our trouble area is right here. This big tree. I think some of the roots are going to come over here. So that's why we might have to go back and get the backhoe. But we're going to see what it does. Alright, so making some decent progress here. Stripping up some pretty big roots. Picked up a couple of roots here, right there, 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 over here. So I picked up some pretty big roots. There was a massive tree over there, another massive tree there. So we assumed that the roots were going to be coming into here. The grade right now is really high over here, and that's because I'm trying to get the roots up, but it is a lot. So we might have to go back and get the backhoe, bring the backhoe out here just to dig, break up these roots, and then we can use the skid to skim it. But in the areas over here where it's not rooted up, I was able to just skim right through this like it was nothing. There was a sprinkler head over here, so I'm holding off on pushing any dirt into there so they can cap that, and then we'll pick up this area and be able to finish up more. So here there's also a sprinkler head down there. But so far making some pretty good progress, learning the machine obviously, but this is a little over an hour here. Got all this dirt ripped up, dealing with the roots, and like I said, understanding the machine as well. So far it's doing really good. The tracks are great. Yeah, look at it. Alright, got the GoPro back working now. I'm back on the mini skid. Some extremely hard ground. It's just straight up clay. So the tractor's having a bit of a tough time, or mini skid having a bit of a tough time digging through some of it. We are getting pretty close here. This is about 6.5 inches, which is roughly where we need to be based off of this side. Doing the top was super easy, but this clay now is really tough. Really putting the mini skid to the test here. Tilt it back a little bit. Some hard ground, man. I'm honestly surprised that thing's doing as good as it's doing with as hard as this ground is. Good there, you're good. Now, lower the arms all the way down. Good. Keep going. Is that as far down as it goes?
Now turn your bucket other way. There you go. Now you're matching that grade. There you go. These roots are crazy. Crazy. All right, so quick update. We got this area pretty solid right here. The depth that we're looking for. The hard part is the driveway here. So we have like a flat spot, and then it goes up on an angle, and then actually it kind of tilts a little bit on that one, and then it kind of goes up. So it's in like stages. So it's not like a gradual slope. So we're trying to match that same grade as we're using the skid steer. But as mentioned before, this is some really hard compact ground. A lot of rocks, a lot of big rocks in here like this, a lot of big roots. Like these are just some of the roots that we've been ripping up here. And what we're doing is we're just taking the dirt, putting it here, since they had a kind of a runoff here. So we're going to try and almost level this out as flat as we can, and then get the water to pitch so it goes right down into the woods there. But yeah, I mean, it's doing good. I'm thoroughly impressed for a Briggs & Stratton Vanguard 23 horsepower engine on this thing. You know, it's got some beef to it, and we're going to keep you guys updated. Throw some more time lapses up here as we're continuing to work. Yes sir, yes sir. Look at that bucket load right there. See, this is where it's tough, because it's like you can't cut straight, because then it's going to be way too low over there. We're on this like crazy angle here. Good bucket right there. That's our problem see, just ran right into it. Like I said, that huge tree. Like, look at this. Jesus. I can't even break this up. Can't tell if that's a root or like a rock. Also doesn't help that it's 90 degrees outside today.